Tonight, we're turning down the lights, locking our calendars, and deep diving into the scary stories that would send anyone running. That's right, baddies. This is our Admin Horror Stories Halloween special. The things that still haunt our team's messages, the emails that strike fear into our heart, and the meetings that just won't die. We're talking admin nightmares. Not the ones where Jason has a knife that's chasing you, but more Jason, your CEO. So grab your pumpkin spice latte, light a candle, and prepare for some real admin trauma with a side of laughter and lessons learned. Because even in the scariest moments, we always find a way to make it look easy. Let's get into it.
It was a dark and stormy Monday morning. Outlook froze. Your leader joined the wrong call, and the coffee machine broke. The calendar was double booked. The flight you confirmed last night canceled. And the words, "Can you fix this real quick?" echoed through the hallway like a curse. Welcome to Admin Horror Stories, where the meetings never end and the emails come back from the dead. And urgent means someone else's mistake. We're your hosts, the Busy Baddies. And tonight, we're turning your admin nightmares into cautionary tales, lessons learned, and maybe a little laughter therapy.
All right, and back to our normal voices.
Yes, if you only knew how many took.
Oh, we were having a little fun with the buttons on our sound machine.
In case you guys couldn't tell. But in all seriousness, we're excited this week just to bring a little special episode since we left you guys hanging for a couple weeks.
Yeah, just a little holiday fun.
That's right. So we actually had some stories submitted from real admins.
Mhm.
Some people we knew, some people we don't know. And I hope you guys enjoy these. These are actually pretty funny. So
Yeah, so before we get into the submitted stories, Melissa, you got anything you're just dying to get off your chest?
I mean, I feel like I do that in most episodes.
Yeah.
I think probably one of my biggest nightmares was when I worked at a place, and this was back in the day when we had like name tags at events, and that was considered formal, and you had to be prim and proper. There was 3 people that I reported to, and just hilariously, I accidentally kind of messed up on the host's significant other's name tag.
Oh, I feel like that can be so easily
Yes.
done.
Yes. So he had a very unique name, and I, of course, did not realize that autocorrect had corrected this name, and it took out a very pivotal letter on his name tag, and his name came out 8 Peter. Which the boss who, that was their significant other did not find that too funny. So
Yeah.
I think that was probably the biggest nightmare. A, because I didn't catch it, and B, of all the names that you had to have.
Right.
And the one that needed to be messed up came 8 Peter.
Yeah, like couldn't Smith just have forgotten the M and it was just Sith?
No, of course not.
Yeah. It literally changed it into 2 words.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So it was like, this person ate Peter. Like, so it was mortifying. It was a lesson learned. So it was just mortifying.
Yeah. So to be the significant other and you'd be like, honey, something you want to tell me?
Yeah. I didn't know you ate Peter. So what about you?
Oh, goodness. Thankfully, probably nothing that
That's good.
embarrassing.
That's good.
There was a time I was earlier in the admin role. It was kind of like the first time of my leader at the time going off site to a customer meeting. And it was one of those like too many cooks in the kitchen type thing. And you didn't really know who was doing what and made the bad assumption that like the head EA of the trip was kind of handling all the logistical details.
One would think.
Yeah. And so they all get there and then they, I believe, like went to dinner first before they even were checking into the hotel. And I get a text message from my boss and says, did you book a hotel? And I was like,
Why would I
no.
do that?
Yeah, I was like, no, I thought like they did it for the whole group. And well, they didn't. And luckily the hotel was not sold out at the time. And I did feel a little bit better because I found out that I wasn't the only admin that assumed the same thing.
Yeah.
And so it was actually another person was also kind of not didn't have a room to sleep in for the evening.
And then they
So
wonder why we're control freaks.
yeah.
You know, that is a great point to just make sure that if your leader is traveling, that, you know, you have all that covered. 'cause
Yeah.
Some people just don't think of what you may think of.
Yeah, and to go off of that, I think one of the biggest lessons I learned from that moment is that if there was a group now kind of traveling with me, I kind of make it a point to make sure I'm over communicating. If I am going to do the hotels, make sure I let all of the admins know or send them the exact place. And so it was a good lesson to be learned.
Yeah. Jeez. I think some of these though that people submitted are actually way worse than even ours. So not sure where you want to start, but wow. I'm just reading through some of these and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I am dying at the submission of ever have a fart that you swear was going to be silent.
Or the silent ones that everybody in the room obviously knows that someone has shit their pants.
like, and then you're kind of like, who's gonna get up and leave the room because you know they have to take a crap.
And then there was one. So this person, we do know them personally, precious human being. And I think what's more funny for me is that I can visualize her in this situation and know because she's very, she could get mortified very easily, I would think.
Yeah.
So she submitted, she wore a cow costume to work for Halloween. And with it had a huge udder on the front.
I think we're all picturing that cow costume in our head right now. So yeah, that exact one.
Yes. And of all days, wound up in the ER trying to speak with a straight face to a doctor who was treating her son. Needless to say, she said, I never wore another Halloween costume to work again.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's one of those things where in the moment you think it's so fun. Let's plan a little holiday, treat everybody come in their costume. And then, you know, real life happens.
This is when it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Skip the costumes, people. Or have a change of clothes with you.
Yes.
Lord.
Good idea. All right, let's see. We have another one, and it says that this is bad, but more nasty than bad. So it says they had a CEO who recently had some GI surgeries and meant to send his son, who is a doctor, a picture of his stool. But the admin got it instead.
Oh, no.
like a whole new relationship level
Yes.
people.
Yes. You could say that he had a crappy job that day. Oh, that's too funny.
Shoot. The work just went right to the toilet that day.
Exactly.
Oh, these are so good.
So another listener sent in, I supported an attorney who copied me on all of his emails, even the ones to his mistress. All his emails in all caps. I read things I never ever wanted to know.
Oh my
Why
God.
would a leader copy someone? That is just, you are
Yeah.
packaging up blackmail with a bow
Yeah.
if you ever piss that person off.
Or if it ever got to, I mean, come on, having a mistress is never a good thing, right?
I've worked for people who have had mistresses. Like,
yeah.
I don't care if you're banging Donald Duck. Like,
Right.
just don't bring it to me. I
Yeah.
don't want to know.
Well, yeah, especially if it did get into an HR scenario.
Yeah. And this person is an attorney.
Yeah, just like dragging their poor admin. I mean, I don't get paid enough
No.
to get drug into court.
No. Don't want to know.
You guys, you know, I love that so many of you out there love your admin with all of your whole being, that they're like the fourth person
Right.
in your relationship.
Right.
So you have your spouse, your mistress, and your
Yeah.
admin. I mean,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
all right. So let's keep her rolling on here. Okay, so I booked 2 of my executives on flights in July. They were supposed to travel in June. They arrived at the airport to find they didn't have flights NYC to Chicago, and had to buy tickets at the gate day of. It says, I was also traveling to Chicago with a really similar departure time, and spent the whole flight sitting on my hands wondering if they were going to fire me.
Ooh. I mean, mistakes happen.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's easy to do when we're moving fast, kind of like the
Yeah.
name tag thing. Like, you know, June, July, start with the same
Yeah.
letter. Like the moron before who copied somebody on his mistress's emails. Like, that's just intentional stupidity. But
Yeah.
God, that would
And
be
even,
horrible.
I mean, I don't know what year this was, assuming recently, and
Right.
of when, you know, we have apps and stuff. So I would have thought maybe they would have got a little like,
Not a notification to
yeah,
check in
like time to
24
check in,
hours.
right? Hello.
Yeah. I did that one time to a leader. They were traveling with their spouse,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have swore I booked a flight, and it was a trip to South Africa
Mm-hmm.
for them personally.
Uh-huh.
And the night before, the boss was checking in for the flight, and they reached out to me and they were like, did you book a flight for, you know,
Yeah.
so and so? And I was like, I know that I did, could not find the confirmation.
Yeah.
The ticket would have been like, gosh, maybe like $200 to $300, but I think it ended up being $1,400 to $1,500 because it was booked literally like 7 hours before they left.
Oh no.
And I remember I was like, I will pay for it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
so
What
terrible.
accountability.
Right. I was like, this is totally on me.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% should have to eat the cost of this. No big deal. Things happen. There was a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Thank God for grace.
Wow. So that story kind of literally happened to me today. So I often try over the weekend to check in at least once, right?
Mhm.
Just, you never know.
Yeah.
And so I was actually looking at my upcoming week and going on a trip. And I was looking at my calendar and I'm like, why is the hotel not showing up on my calendar? So I'm pulling up, excuse me, my files, and I have the itinerary. And so I'm like, well, something clearly is not right. So
Right.
I called the hotel and they told me that the room got canceled back in August. And I was like,
What?
what planet was I on that I
You can just
called
do
and
that?
canceled? Like, well, no, I think I must have
What?
for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, well, thanks. I'm gonna go and rebook that real
I'm gonna go
quick.
die real quick.
Yeah, I was like, geesh, I would have been my own self standing at the
Oh
hotel
my
without a room.
gosh. Isn't that awful? Well, at least you would have did it to yourself, I guess,
Yes,
if anything
true,
else, you know.
true.
But then you would have been screwed once you got there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I rather it be me than I guess my leader.
yeah.
I'll go sleep in the
100%.
car,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, is there a bush outside?
Yeah.
I'll go buy a blanket. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Oh, the next one, I have heard this all too many times. So this is more of a red flag warning to people. This person was once interviewing for an EA role and was a, in parentheses, top contender, and was being, in parentheses, put to the test, which we all know what that means.
Yeah.
Whoever is listening has ever had to interview for a job and performed a test or a
Yeah.
task.
Yeah. They got a free job to do.
100%. They test rode the card for free. So, which is all code for free labor, she said. That's right. I basically had a day-long trial run completely unpaid, which I would never want to work for a company who did that anyway.
Yes.
And no, had I known I would not be compensated. I would not have agreed, but wrongly assumed. Anyway, I did a day of free work, was not offered the job, and then found out about a month later that this company has been notorious for pulling this stunt, which tells me they are ghost employmenting, trying to get admins on the daily.
No kidding.
Like, just go with a staffing agency.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Yeah, that's my son years ago had a job, and after the fact, there was some rumors out there that they kind of were doing this, but you were in fact actual employees, but then like they wouldn't pay you. And I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
how on earth
That's
can
like
that be
that's like
happening?
time theft, like
Yeah.
ghost employment.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
in the, well, and how fitting would ghost employment be on the Halloween special?
Yeah. Ooh. Not planned at all. All right. So we got one more submitted one. So I was asked to book flights for my manager as well as her husband. Also an employee, just side note. They were traveling to the UK for an event. I had only been in the role for about a month at this point. I booked her flight, no problem. I then went to book her husband's flight, but they needed travel approval from their manager. So his flight was put on hold. She received the travel approval, so she then emailed the travel agency and considered it a done deal. Fast forward to the day of departure, and they received a panicked phone call from them that the husband didn't have a ticket. Yikes. Lucky for me, the flights weren't sold out and they purchased one on the spot.
Again, kind of like what happened to me with South Africa. That
Yeah.
was very expensive.
Yeah.
Oof. And like I was thinking, I was like, man, this is gonna get brought up at like year-end review time.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Like, this was such a big miss.
Yeah.
Never was brought up again. Didn't have to pay for it. Like,
Yeah.
let me pay half at least. Like,
Yeah, and I think like those are the managers that I think are not the normal,
yeah.
which is extremely unfortunate that I think for the majority of us, and we've talked about this before, that I think a natural skill, or at least we're perfectionists, right? Like that's just a natural admin
Trait.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so for us, we're always going to be beating ourselves up about it. We're going to stay up for a week. I mean, we're just going to dwell on that mess up. And so to have a manager knowing that and then literally leaving it be, just like there's nothing that can be done. It's done over with, and moving on is wonderful.
It was so sweet. Like, I did not deserve that kind of grace. I was like, I deserve to be fired. Like, what do you want to do? Like,
yeah.
you just feel horrible. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's something that you don't ever get over because to you it's failure.
Yeah.
But
So we know that there are so many more awful stories. They could be very specific to literal Halloween horror stories
Mhm.
or just shit that happens on a
Yeah.
daily in the admin world.
Yep.
We'd love to hear about it.
Yep.
Drop it in the comments.
Yep.
If you want to stay anonymous, shoot us an email, thebusybaddies@gmail.com.
Yep.
And maybe we can start gathering
Mhm.
some fun horror stories and kind
Yeah.
of drop in a Friday night episode once
Yeah.
we get a good number of them.
Yeah, like maybe once a quarter or something.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed it this week. Again, it was kind of a little special treat, I guess you could say, from us for, I guess making you guys be without us for a couple weeks, but we did miss you. Hope you enjoy it. Everybody be safe trick or treating, take lots of pictures of the kids, even post those and tag us in it. We would love to see them.
That's it for us today on the Busy Baddies. Bye.